Hey guys, and welcome to today's video where we're going to show you a new AI platform integrated inside of UChat, which is Google Gemini. A really comprehensive AI platform recently released to the public, and basically UChat has integrated with it. So as you can see, you can find it under the integration section. So if you go towards the left-hand menu, you will find it under integrations, and then you can go with the basically the topic artificial intelligence, and then you will have Google Gemini. You can insert your API key here. If you do not have one or you need to sign up for a Gemini account, you can do so by pressing this link, and then you will end up over at this specific section. Now, you can get your API key in the Google AI Studio. There is a slight issue with some countries, however, because not all regions have been supported yet. So if you're going to press this and you get towards a similar screen as I am going to get right now, as you can see, if you reach this page after trying to open Google AI Studio, it may be because Google AI Studio is not available in your region or you don't meet the age requirements. In most cases, the age requirement is not an issue, but the available region is. So before going here, I would advise to turn on a VPN and just log in from a US server and then press this button. It will get you towards that API key credential page. And once created, you can just insert your API key here, right? So under integrations, artificial intelligence, Google Gemini, and then you can insert your API key here. Once done, you can use it inside of your flows. And there are quite a few things to cover inside the response that we get back from Google Gemini. So let's take a look. You can find it under actions. And under actions, we will have add item, integrations, and then you will have Google Gemini just below OpenAI. So if we press this, we have a few options to choose from. So one will be the chat completions, clear remember chat history. That is a native action that clears the system field Gemini, which then clears the chat history in return. You can also list all the available models to you. And we also have a vision alternative towards OpenAI, image to text. So that is something that you can do as well. If we are going to take a look at the create chat completion, you can add the messages from the user. You can enable history, yes or no. You can also set your basically your preferred model. Default will be Gemini Pro. You can set your max tokens, pretty much the same setup as OpenAI, right? You have your temperature, your stop sequences, and your number of completions, and then you will get a return. A few things to note here, because it seems that Google Gemini is not allowing for system messages, meaning that this can be used for regular chat conversations, but not to basically answer your business related questions as you can with OpenAI chat completions, right? So in OpenAI, you will be able to send along a system message with some predetermined business data. And based on that data, basically ChatGPT will answer the question of the user. Here you are only able to send along the question of the user with no business data preference. So that might be a slight issue, and also determines the use case that you can use Google Gemini for, okay? So we want you to be aware of that. There is no system message in Google Gemini. You can, of course, enable the remember history. You can set the model. You can also determine the max tokens. And you can also determine the temperature. So for the temperature, I just go with my sweet spot of 0.4 in OpenAI and hope that's pretty much the same in Google Gemini. And let's say here, hi, how are you doing? Right? I will leave the model as default, so Gemini Pro, max tokens, let's go with 100, and let's see what kind of request we get back. The request that is returned is pretty fast, as you can see here. The payload is completely different than with OpenAI chat completions. So the actual answer, the newest answer of Google Gemini, can be found in the content and then parts. So you need to unfold this. And then we have one key. And if we take a look here, then you can basically have this return of the Google Gemini AI. As you can see here, you can map that to any kind of custom field that you like to. So let's say AI response, and you can map that as well. So if we do a little bit of a deeper dive inside the payload, you will also see safety ratings, and that can be particularly useful. So if we take a look at unfolding these, you can see that Google Gemini also determines the context of the user and also provides certain safety ratings like home category sexually explicit. And you can see the probability is negligible. And then you will have different kinds of categories like hate speech. And then you also have a category for harassment. And then you also have a category for dangerous content. And those are things that you could map, right? So Google Gemini determines the context of the user's input and then categorizes whether or not it has one of the harmful categories. If so, you could, of course, map this and see how you are going to reply to that, if you want to reply at all. If we go down a little bit, you will see those safety ratings here again. So you have them on the safety ratings specifically, and then you also have them on the prompt feedback safety ratings here. So those are the same categories. And then of course you have the system messages, which contain the user's chat history. If you turn this to remember history to yes, this will automatically be saved for you inside the system field called Gemini. So as you can see, there are some different kinds of information that you can work with in order to determine the context of the user and whether or not it might be harmful input that the user sent towards your AI chatbot. If we're going to take a look at the models, so with the models, basically it's a GET request and it will show you the different models you have available. So these are the models available to my account. As you can see here, you have some different kinds of models available. If we are going with the vision image to text, it works pretty much the same as with OpenAI. You have the user's message. So for example, what's in this image? You provide an image URL, up to 2 image URLs if you like to. And then you will also set the max tokens and you will get a reply back. So that is something that you could do. So let me fetch a specific image URL and let's see if Gemini is able to determine what's on this specific image. Okay, so let's take a look. And this, let's just name this image, right? So we're going to copy the image address. We're going inside of the image URL and just going to paste it in. Then let's say, what is in this image? And let's see if Google Gemini is able to determine what this is. So let's go with a test request. And from here, we will get a sample data payload back. And let's see how precise this model is in determining what is on this specific picture. So we get a similar payload back. So on the contents parts, and I'm assuming here we will have the explanation. So the text is about marketing. It lists the components of marketing. These include email and analysis, video, network, strategy, promotion, technology, and target, right? So this is something that has been correctly applied and you can also save this. It also have the same kind of safety ratings. So especially with users inserting images, this could be really, really helpful to determine whether or not there is some kind of harmful content provided towards the chatbot. This is the overview of Google Gemini integration with UChat. If you have any questions, do let us know. If you have any feedback for us, also always appreciate it as we continue to try to evolve the platform according to what your needs. For now, have a great day, have fun exploring, take care, and talk soon.